Something about making music for me, it cools my frustration with myself. All my frustrations are in. Man, I'm having to play with violin bows now because all my cello bows are destroyed. It just doesn't have the same weight. The solitude, the being out of really a scene of young, productive filmmakers or musicians presents probably less stimulation in one way, but it gives me the space and the freedom. Sometimes that gets played out in music where there is anger and there is a persistent nagging melancholy. Sometimes that's just like, it's like forging something, and it takes force, it takes friction, it takes spark and intensity. And if I didn't feel that, I don't think I would make music. It's honestly kind of embarrassing almost letting someone kind of see my studio in a way and see the way that some of the writing process goes, because it's very rough-hewn. You stay. I just said stay. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. It's hard running a Pepley factory. So right now, this chaos is a product of the play and lay mid-recording process effect. Basically, once I get the ideas flowing and I decide, oh, I gotta overdub this track, and then your bass clarinets and saxophones and trumpets end up in some not so ideal places. I have my 3 reel-to-reels, which are for all my lower frequency stuff, bass and strings, drums. I'll run a couple options. I'll bus all my microphones into here, run into parallel tape, and then record those into Logic from the desktop. Have those as the timeline. I prefer the sound of this particular Akai unit. It's got really buttery, nice saturation, So all the drums and the cymbal crashes where I don't want the sharpness and clarity necessarily, go in there and kind of slide everything over because of the tape lag. And then I'd record violins, bells, and dulcimers, things that I was borrowing a couple Moog synths, and would overdub those. I have just, yeah, kind of like a junkyard pound of instruments that people really either A, didn't want, didn't have much use for, or just things that happened upon me, and I love them. Little kiddo drum kit, and I love the way that when you treat your junk-like instruments and your instruments like junk, a lot of things are possible. I've always had a cumbersome presence. Oftentimes I can feel like such a bull in a china shop, both in the way that I am in public and in just my physical self. To be able to put that in a rhythm, to be able to put that into a sound, and not apologize for the product of it. I love doing music for film, and I love that fulfills my collaborative spirit in a lot of ways. But when I know it's time to release a record is when I can't concentrate on my work always, because I'm thinking about this other music and what it can be, what I want it to be. It's really comforting to be able to turn it into something musical. One in 500 things I start becomes something that, and it's, I don't know if it's the best melody. I actually would say, argue that I have way better melodies locked away in a silo of idea, but something wasn't right. It wasn't real. It wasn't, because I can come up with melodies all day. I mean, it's just like they are bouncing around in my head like perpetual ping pong balls. But that doesn't mean that it's good and lasting and that it makes me feel proud. And when I know it's something right is because there's, it's like napalm, it sticks and it burns. The one idea, like from something like that did stand out to me is this one melody that came out in the process, and it's I can hear like a good counterpart idea with that over the if someone looks at my life from the outside and they say, oh, you're in this pastoral environment, you have a wonderful partner, you have all of these parts in a row, but it's like, but your music can sound so sad. It's precisely because I want to sustain a gentleness with the world that I have to exercise those kinds of inner demons out in some way, and in a way that it can heal me, and hopefully it can improve someone else's life too. So yeah, that's. What a tired, pitiful thing.